How are we doing, everyone? This is the Top 20% podcast. It's Ian Agard. We're now on episode 6. Let's get it started. Hey, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Top 20% podcast. I'm your host, Ian Agard. If it's your first time listening to this podcast, basically it's a show for ambitious SaaS sales professionals, where on the show you will learn actionable advice you can apply into your sales career that will give you positive results. I'm pretty excited. We're now on episode number 6, and the topic of today's episode is about self-awareness. And it's about why you need self-awareness to become a great salesperson. This is something that I kind of stumbled upon only a couple months ago. I was reading this really great article on the Salesforce.com. They have a blog called Quotable, and it's a great article about. The title of the article is "The 7 Sales Skills You Can't Be Taught." It breaks down all these sales skills that are important to being a great salesperson, but something you cannot teach. It's something that is something innate. And that you as a salesperson have to kind of develop that on your own. Now, there's actually 7, and some of them are like curiosity, integrity, but I'll put the links in the show notes. You can read the full article. But one thing I want to focus on today is self-awareness. I'm going to read right from the article what it says here. It says, we have a coaching culture at Salesforce. The salespeople who are self-aware can quickly identify where they need to improve and go straight for the prescription. The reps who aren't self-aware may abandon their best habits the first time they have a bad month or quarter, not realize what they actually should be working on. The most self-aware and skillful sales professionals are more deliberate about success and know how to repeat it. Now, I think this is really, really important, and only something, like I said, I've been focusing on only in the last maybe month or so. Being self-aware, really, really doing a reflection of yourself, of what's working, what's not working, and how to kind of double down on the things that are working, and discard or improve the things that aren't working. And I'll frame it in a context like this. I started doing a habit where at the end of every day, I would sit down and ask myself 2 questions after I had a sales day, hitting the phones and demoing and stuff like that. I'd ask myself 2 questions. The first thing I'd say to myself is this: at the end of the day, I'd say, "What one thing did I do well today?" Then I write it down or make note of it, and then I'd ask myself the other question: from today, what one thing do I need to improve? Now, this reflection can also happen on a weekly basis and a monthly basis. And I recommend that this is how you should do it. I recommend on a daily basis, at the end of the day, spend 5 minutes, pen and paper, write it down. Now, at the end of every week, do the same questions, but frame it in this context of based on the week, what one thing did I do well? And then write it down. I spend about 15 minutes doing that. Now, here's the big thing. At the end of every month, sit down for 30 minutes and ask yourself this question: what 3 things did I do well this month? Also, based on this month, what 3 things do I need to improve? Now, I asked myself this question because now it's November the 1st, 2019, and I just passed my last month in October. And I'll be honest, guys, I didn't have a good month. It's not the month I expected to have. It's not the month that's based on my standards. So I asked myself this question: from this month, what 3 things do I need to improve upon? And number on the list was prospecting. And on top of that, prospecting with cold calling. Now, back in the past when I was hitting quota consistently, I knew what I was doing. I knew what my game was. My game was hit the phones hard, $100 a day, consistency that usually led to a lot of opportunities and sales. And I kind of veered away from that. I was trying a lot of different things for whatever reason. But I'm back. And like I said, that's why the article said there is that most reps aren't aware of their best habits. So sometimes, particularly a bad month, don't change things up. Just keep at it. Keep what's doing well. And over time, you play the long game, and you'll be successful. So that's what I would encourage you to do. There's a tough questions. I know it's something that might take a bit of time, but if you get in the habit of reflect on yourself at the end of every day, at the end of every week, and every month, you ask those questions, write it down. I guarantee you that you'll be able to find nuggets of wisdom where you say, wow, this is what's working for me. Let's keep on doing that. Here's what I need to improve upon, and you work on that. And just kind of to follow up on that, when I asked myself this question today, it's Friday, just got off the phones, had a great day, asked myself this question, what one thing did I do well today? What I do well today is I hit over 100 dials, which is a good thing. But I asked myself the question also, from today, what one thing do I need to improve? And for me, I need to improve upon putting the customer before my quota. Now, I'm working on a deal right now, and I think at the beginning of the deal, I was really putting my quota before the customer's needs, and it kind of got sticky and kind of hairy, but I believe that this deal will come through. But regardless of how it comes through or not, the lesson I learned, what I need to prove upon is each opportunity I have, I must put my customer first before my quota. And I encourage you to do the same. So that's pretty much it. I'll keep it simple, straightforward. I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, 2 key questions to ask to be self-aware, to grow your sales acumen. 1, what one thing did I do well today? And 2, based on today, what one thing did I need to improve? Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm your host, Ian Agar. If you're the first time listen to the show, I encourage you to subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts. I make episodes every week. Comes out on a Monday, and next week we have a very special edition. I have my first guest on the show. I'll keep the suspense, but he's a great host, great guest, and I think you'll enjoy a lot from it all. Until then, take care and be blessed.